All right, welcome back. So, in the last part, we made the trap door and we tweaked it and went back and forth until it was exactly how we wanted, and we made it in an assembly file so we could simulate how it would close and open on our other parts, right? So, in this part, we're gonna lock down the position of the proximity sensor and make sure all of the electronics fit within our design. Okay, so this is our ultrasonic sensor. Um, and we basically want to position it so that when someone puts their hand through this hole, it can see it from the side and then tell this trapdoor to come down, right? So I'm thinking we can just hide it in this wall. So this is how we're going to do it. We're going to take our ultrasonic sensor. We're going to click on the left portion of this. We're going to click on it in the feature tree, and in move component, we'll click move component, and then within move, right now we're in the move tab. We'll expand rotate right under it, and there's a couple of different ways that you can rotate things. You can free drag, which basically just means like rotate it around the screen, which is a little hard to control. So I'll just press X or Control Z to undo that there. Um, the way that I usually rotate things is I'll expand this and I'll do about entity, or sorry, by delta XYZ. So if you look on the uh bottom left portion of the screen, it's blocked by my camera, my face right now. But it'll give you the axes. Oh, it also tells you in the middle of the screen here. So Y is upwards, X is to the right, and Z is like coming towards us. So I think we want to spin about Y to rotate this thing. So I'm going to rotate this 90 degrees about the Y axis. Boom, press OK. And then, okay, it's in the position that we want, right? So let me move the Arduino out of the way. And we'll come at it from the side view. And we'll position it approximately how we want. And then we'll come from the front view, position it approximately how we want it. And like right there would be good, right? So it sort of has to like peek out of the left side so it can see when you put your hand through, right? So if you could mate this and make sure like it's exactly in the position that you want, but sometimes I'll just like move it roughly to the position that I want it. And then if you go to ultrasonic sensor on the left hand side and you right click it and then you press fix, boom. Now if you for whatever reason your design is changing, this won't move at all, right? But maybe you want to define it with mates, whatever. But that's just how I'm going to do it for now. So now, if we go to our master and we press edit component, now our master is our work part. We can create a sketch. Let's create a sketch on this side plane. And now we can create geometry based on the ultrasonic sensor that's in our assembly. So if we press convert entities and we just select the outermost circle on both of them, press OK. And then I like to just select them again and then turn them into construction geometry. So basically, we need to create little holes for those in the cardboard so that the ultrasonic sensor can peek out. And it's not a big deal for cardboard because like cardboard's pretty soft and you can probably just push the sensor through. But this is a good practice for 3D printed parts, right? So if you make a hole for something to for a part to go through, you need a little bit of space outside of the diameter of. I'm not explaining this well. So let's say you have this circle, this ultrasonic sensor, right? And you need a hole so that you could push the ultrasonic sensor through. You're going to need a small gap between a small amount of space between uh, this outermost circle and the size of the actual hole so that it can fit through, right? Like let's say that this circle here. if I could draw over it. Let's say that this circle is, I don't know, 30 millimeters, right? You don't want your hole to be exactly 30 millimeters because in real life you need a little bit of gap. Otherwise, it's not going to fit, right? So a good rule of thumb is that if you want something to sort of tightly fit, especially this is for 3D printed parts, but it'll work for uh, cardboard as well. If you want something to tightly fit, so that let's say the outer diameter of our ultrasonic sensor, right? This circle is 30 millimeters. We want our hole to be slightly larger. So you're gonna offset by 0.25 millimeters on each side. So this here is going to be a 0.25 millimeter offset. But all the way around the circle, whoops, let me do a new circle in blue. All the way around the circle is you're going to have 0.25 millimeters on both sides. So this becomes 30.5 millimeters, right? Because you have 0.25 millimeters on both sides. Little lesson for you. So we'll press offset entities from the top, and we'll click our two circles, and we want to offset by 0.25 millimeters. 0.25, boom. Now we press extrude cut because we want to cut holes out of our part. And this looks like it'll work. Then you press the check. Boom. Edit component. So it's a little tough to see right now because it's like right on top of the hole. But if you left click the ultrasonic sensor in the feature tree, and then you press hide, this little eye with an arrow or a line through it, you'll see that it made holes perfectly around our sensor, and they're slightly larger than the hole so that they fit nicely. So we'll show components now. Now it fits perfectly. Awesome. So the ultrasonic sensor is positioned exactly where we want it. And we're going to route wires. So wires basically connect from these four prongs to these little slots on the Arduino, right? So let's position our Arduino now. Where are we going to put our Arduino? So for the Arduino, let's position it correctly. So if I want to rotate this thing, let's think about that. I think we have to rotate it about the X. So we'll go by delta XYZ. About the X by 90. Okay. I'll just keep pressing apply until it's into the position that I want. All right, so now it's flat with the ground. And then if we go here and go to a top view, we'll position it roughly where we want it. And then if we come close to the side, you could press Control 8, or you could also go here and go to the right view. We'll just slide it up. This doesn't have to be perfect. This is just to make sure that we know everything's in the position that we roughly want, right? So we want the Arduino to be roughly positioned there, and we want wires to run from this sensor to this Arduino. So now we have to make a little slot just for the wires to fit through, right? Okay, so we'll go back to our master, press edit component, do sketch, new sketch, and we'll create a sketch on this plane. And the dimensions really don't matter. You just need to do like a big enough slot so that wires can run through here, right? So let's dimension this. I just press D for dimension, click this top line. I don't know, let's make this 80 millimeters. And this 10. Just move it roughly where you want it. You could lock this down. So basically, you have the length of your rectangle. You could lock this down to a specific position by referencing from one of these lines or the origin. Let's just reference from the origin. If you wanted to make all of these lines blue or black, let's make that 50. And then, one like this. Let's make that 25. All right, so now it's locked into position. It's not going anywhere. Now let's cut out this slot with an extrude cut. You subtract that out of there. All right, so now we can route wires from our sensor through this hole into the Arduino, right? Boom. Get out of that. Then press Control S to save everything. All right, we're looking good. Now if we expand the master and we bring back the right side, we're looking good. So this is going to be the foundation of our cave. I know it looks nothing like a cave right now, but basically to do all of like the hard mechanical parts, we've already figured out. We've done all the hard work. Now we just have to make it look nice. So we're going to talk a little bit about that in the next part, and then move on from there. So I'll see you in the next video.